should not have anything appearing on the screen. That's mostly to save disk space.
There's 5.
I'm cataloging drive 5. I can spell the disk name by hitting the space bar.
585R8N1.
The RAM was higher pitched.
7B/me80.
The RAM was higher pitched because those were uppercase letters, and that's something I've added to the program. I have several options here. I can delete files if they're unprotected. I can do a quick search, which will just give me the file name and number of sectors. I can send the information to a printer if I want to do that. Now, I actually paused it at this point, and I can continue. I can put in I can search for a file name. It's asking me for name, and I can get period. I'll do period L. Now it'll go through the catalog and start listing file names that begin with the letter L.
L18 row load 29 row E and
I just hit E to exit. So there are several little tricks that I've written into the program that make it reasonably easy to find a file. Now I can look for a file name. I type in load, and it'll actually search for load if it's there, which it is not.
Load.
Oh, there is one. Never mind.
And
Now I have a little radio up here on top of the computer, and it's just picking up RF interference, and it's just a little $2 AM radio, and that helps a lot because I can tell a lot of times what the computer is doing, and that has been a tremendous help. If, for example, the computer locks up, I can relatively easily tell that. Now let's say if I want to use DM1000, now I have a couple options here. Now this is basically without speech, except what I can send to the printer. So here I have to remember all of the commands. And that's not all that difficult generally. If I want to catalog drive 5, I hit 215. And now we may get an error here. I'm not sure how I have this set up.
File this code, file this code.
Okay. What I need to do is go over here and change a parameter, I think.
Enter parameter. And line OK. Action. Interactive.
Now I'll try it again, see if it works.
RAM 13407 used 585 serial name size type /no 3 workspace.
Okay, now I actually have that in memory over here in the Braille and Speak.
Top out file.
So I can go back.
Vertic.
We have some earlier junk that I need to get past.
RAM 13407 used 585.
3407 used 585.
Serial name --110997 is /R80U.
So if, for example, I want to go down here and delete a file. Now let's say I have a file and I don't know where it is on here. If there are 24 files on here, 39 files. If I want to find a particular file, I have difficulty because the only way I can do it is to figure out what file number it is. So if I want to delete, say, I can just go through.
1, 2, 3, 8. We are 1, 4 is /R80U.
So there's file BR. Now I can.
3, 8, 2, 1, 1,
Okay.
dash,
So now I'm back in the
1, 2, 3, 8. We are 1, 4
That should be
/R80U.
the ninth file on the disk. I can send that to the printer or to speech.
Interactive. Quote number 2308. Name. Alpha start address. BSD date. 8 of.
Okay, so it actually sent that to the other speech synthesizer. Now, I have that is really handy in a lot of cases if I want to put something in memory and review it later. Because with the Braille speak here, I can go back and search or look for something line by line, which I cannot easily do from the TI. That gives you a little bit of an idea of how I use DM1000. DSKU I have experimented with, but at present it has some difficulties because of the equal signs that it prints on the screen. That causes very significant delays with this speech synthesizer back here. It doesn't say equals, but it pauses for about 15 or 20 seconds while those go past. So I have not used that much. But that would actually simplify matters a great deal, because DM1000, it gets very difficult for me to use it if I need to go unprotect and then delete a file, because I have to move the cursor back and forth and up and down, and it's very, very easy to get lost and delete the wrong file. I guess really what I should do is say if there are any questions as I go along, don't hesitate to ask. If I cover something that you want to know more about, I can get into some other things here, but any questions at this point?
To be crass, can you give us a general idea of what the cost of setting up something like this is if we're talking to other people that might have use for it?
Sure. To begin with, this speech synthesizer with power supply is all about $90. If you build it into a box, etc., you're gonna talk another $10, $15 or so in an RS-232 cable, etc. So you're really talking $100 or thereabouts. If you get into the Braille and Speak, which is a whole lot more sophisticated and really another computer in itself, there you're talking about essentially $1,000 or so. So the Braille and Speak is a big help, but it is not absolutely essential. You can get by very nicely with this one speech synthesizer here. For example, let me see if I can go back here and I'll show you a little more how it sounds. That does there's a dip switch in there that is apparently dirty.
Okay.
Try it.
The percent marches go ends. Okay.
Yeah, it would give me garbage here. But there's a dip switch inside that is, let me try resetting it for 2400 watts, see if that'll do it. That's usually what it defaults to.
One, 3, 4, 0, 7, use it, 5, 8, 5, fill and name, size, type, no, 3, 1, 8, 1, 1, 0, 9, 9, 7, bis, farm, 8, 0, U, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, bis, farm, 8, 0, U, 1, 2, 2, bis, farm, 8, 0, U, 1, 2, 8, 2, bis, farm, 8, 0, U, 2, 4, 2 bis farm 8 0 U 3 0 0 2 bis farm 8 0 U 8 3 3 1 is okay.
Okay, what I should have done there by following along with the speech was deleted the 300 file. And that's one of those things that's a little tricky to do because it's very easy to get lost with the speech if you're not paying attention or if you hit the wrong key or something like that. But this speech synthesizer works really well with fast term. It says the alphabet, numbers, and percent, dollars, and number sign. So there are some things, if you get on a bulletin board that has an asterisk for a menu item, you may run into some problems. But that's generally better than getting 40 equal signs said by the TI speech, which will drive you up the wall in no time. Yeah, any other questions?
Yes, tell us a little bit how you run the bulletin board as a society.
Okay, what I've done with the bulletin board, and I've been doing it now for about a year and a half almost, is I'm running a version of Tibbs, which I'll go ahead and I'll load up here. I have that on the RAM disk, so it makes it much easier for me to do any editing. This program is too long to put speech in the normal way with text-to-speech. So on the bulletin board, I have a speech synthesizer just like this one here, so that when people log on, I can tell who's logging on. I have a chat mode in there, so I can chat just as most other system operators would do, and what they type goes to the speech synthesizer. I've had to develop a lot of short programs, especially to do maintenance and editing and so forth on the bulletin board. I found that to be much, much easier than trying to adapt the existing programs. I just started over and wrote a lot of my own. For example, I've rewritten, I suppose about 2/3 of the extended basic portion of the program, maybe even 3/4 of it for that matter. A lot of that editing has been made much easier with the graham cracker. For example, if I want to list a line, I can now do that.
Three 690-2620 calling $8 return.
Now, it didn't say everything. It didn't say the colons or the open and closed parentheses, etc. But it gave me enough of an idea of what the line is that I can work with that. Now, with the graham cracker, it's nice because I can go to the end of the line, which I could not do before. If I wanted to edit something at the end of the line or add to a line before the graham cracker, I would have had to count the characters in the line or just retype the whole line. And that's usually what I did. I would retype the whole line. Now, if I want to delete the return, and that should have deleted the return. Because I just went to the end of the line, counted backwards for the return and the double colons and deleted. I could have also as easily inserted something at that point. Now, if I want to check to make sure that line is exactly as it should be, I could list it to disk. I load my speech. Now I'm loading a DV80 file reader that I wrote, and this has all kinds of options, not writing to a file, but reading a file. Now come up and ask for a file name. I enter C, which defaults to drive 5.
5C command.
Now it's saying command, and I can go to spell mode.
Wet command. Wet error in line 900 code 44.
Okay, got error in line 900 code 44. And so I have that set up to give me errors. So I'll try this once more, see if I can get it to work here. This is where the RAM disk is so nice, because before, for the bulletin board program, it'd take me a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go do this. Because I'd have to load speech.
File name. 5C command. Wet error in line 900 code 44.
I'm going to try running that again, because I may know what the problem is. But I have not gotten that.
File name. 5C command.
Open the file.
And 36902620 colon open 3-hour close. Return program complete. Command. Wet 3690
Now it's going to spell the line.
DOSUB2620 colon CALLLINK open quote B